Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and we are so happy to have you here wherever you're joining us from in the world. It is our pleasure and treat. You're watching Celebrate Great Britain Royally Rich Show. And this show is all about celebrating the great relationship between the United States of America and the United Kingdom. And with everything going on in the world, don't we need something to celebrate? We are going to hear amazing stories today from incredible guests and hear the latest in royal news. The stars of our show, Helena, Chard, and Ian Pelham Turner, are here with us as always. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hi, Jacalyn. So lovely to see you as always. Looking radiant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is the sun shining over there? Because we're hearing that the eastern coast is having all these gales and floods and pestilence, and it sounds biblical.
Well, I have to say where I am, I'm in Avalon. I'm on the Jersey shore, New Jersey shore, and we're right on the water. So we had all kinds of warnings, and we tied everything down and put everything up on the steps and made sure everything was fine. And fortunately, we got a lot of rain, but now it is absolutely stunning. You couldn't ask for a nicer day. So thank you. I'm very appreciative of that. So, but I know other places were really hit hard. So thanks for asking. How are things over there?
Yeah, it's good. You know, the good is good, and the sun is shining. Apparently, we're having a heat wave at the moment, which I think has started. They said that a few weeks ago, though. But no, it's great, and we just. I mean, there's lots of news that maybe we don't want to talk about. That's not so positive, but there's also lots of lovely positive things going on that we want to focus in on.
Yes.
Right.
And in Britain, we the heat wave, the sun is shining.
Well, you both look fabulous, and I always look forward to the show because, as I mentioned, you know, we get so much information here in the States that we might not get if we weren't speaking with you guys, because you really do bring some wonderful insights. And I know that you both are totally committed to helping other people and giving people a platform to share their stories. So it's all good. You've got extensive experience in journalism, reporting, and with the royal family. And so we just are so grateful that you're here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. And we love obviously working with you. So we you know, Her Majesty the Queen, we've not spoken about her or spoken. She's been having fun, but having this summer break. She's still having a summer break in Balmoral. Balmoral is absolutely beautiful, and she spends a lot of time, as she has done over the years. And I think it was lovely to hear that she's been spending time with her grandchildren. So this week she spent time with her grandchildren. It's obviously a very, personally, a great place for herself, because she spent many, many years with her late husband. It's her favourite place, and it is stunning. It's so beautiful. The countryside is beautiful. And I think it was, whose children? It was her grandchildren, Zara Tyndall's children, Mia and Lena. So it's just nice thought. They're having a picnic with her family, and she's been doing a lot of that recently. So we have a lovely picture, I think, that Sophie Wessex. So I love this picture. This is, in fact, has been shown by default, but I'm pleased because it is one of my favourite pictures taken by Sophie, Countess Wessex. And this really is Her Majesty the Queen with her late husband, just having a really beautiful, relaxing time. And I think she caught that as a photographer, you catch that personal shot that maybe some people wouldn't catch. And that, I think, sums it up there in their casual attire, glowing. Not that the Queen hasn't been glowing, she really has been. But yeah, there she is, relaxing. And also another thing that's been happening is, which is good for tourists, probably more so than us, because we've seen it so many thousands of times, is the royal tradition has resumed at Buckingham Palace. So after 18 months, we have changing of the guard taking place. Have you been there recently, Ian?
I was there the other day. It wasn't there the other day, but for people like myself, when I used to be a journalist in London, in central London, it was always the bind of our existence. Every morning, 11 o'clock, changing of the guard, 10 to 15,000 people, rain, shine, snow, gales, whatever, would turn up. Tourists would turn up, and it's the #1 attraction in London. It's changing of the guard. Would you believe, Jacalyn?
I know that Jacalyn's actually been there in the rain.
Yes, I have. And I'm just wondering if you might have any insights. What type of training do the guards go through to be able to have that demeanor and not have anything shake them from their resolution to just be following what they're supposed to be doing?
It takes a long time. I mean, but obviously, you know, when they first start, it's something like about 6 months training. They would have been training all the way through from January this year just to get ready now for July and August time. And so, and they do it with military precision. And really, the reality with things like changing the guard, it is, even you know, British people, we still get a lump in our throats as well when we watch this, because it's really British tradition to perfection, I think.
Yes. I think as well, I mean, the thing that obviously, because it's just started this week, is the Coldstream Guards. Now they're the trumpeters, so it's the band of the Coldstream Guards, and they were obviously blaring some wonderful tunes out, and it was really in awe of the British Olympian achievements. So we had things like Spandau Ballet's Gold, I don't know if you'll remember that, and Chariots of Fire theme tune, and Whitney Houston's One Moment in Time, and that was all like it was a fantastic, you know, obviously Olympian achievement. But actually thinking about it, the Summer Paralympics in Tokyo have just started as well. So we have hopefully fantastic things coming up. I know that Sarah Story, who's a decorated cyclist, hopefully is going to be really flying high, because she's hoping that things, you know, she's going to get more medals. So we look forward to that. And there's so much more. And then for me as well, personally, this is just my little personal thing that I found out, and I didn't realise it was, is that The Crown has been filming on my street, which is very exciting for me. It's simple things, isn't it? Simple things. And I was obviously speaking to the production company, because I didn't know who it was and what it was, and it was, I was like really quite excited. And the lovely thing,
I'm sorry, I just want to interject. I think the two of you should be in The Crown. Who do I have to call to get that arranged?
I think that's a very good idea. That's great.
I'm not kidding, I'm serious.
No, I think not for me. Yeah, you know,
actually, you've done some filming before.
Well, when I've done similar things to this, I've learned from experience not to get involved in issues like this, because they can turn out to be not quite what you're expecting. But can I just interject as well that we've had American royalty over the weekend as well, because there was a couple who have a very large field at the bottom of their garden, and they got a call to sort of say, could a helicopter land in their field, because they couldn't get the helicopter into a local airfield. And so this family said, yes, okay, please come and land in our field. And a helicopter lands, and who comes out? Who comes out of that? It's our favourite actor,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
He's done that a few times.
Wow.
It has landed a few times. I mean, the one previous to that was when everyone was waiting, thinking there was this great, you know, there was a royal turning up, and all of a sudden Tom Cruise popped out, and I think they were slightly disappointed, in fact.
And he's seen as, I think, American royalty, Tom Cruise, because he is one of those actors that really does, when he promotes a film, we have a place in London called Leicester Square, which is really where we have all our major film premieres, and several hundred people can actually turn up and line the red carpet, just normal people. And do you know what? He'll get there about an hour and a half beforehand, and he'll make sure that every one of those people, if they want a selfie, they get a selfie with him as well. So he's one of the nicest actors, we think, to tread the red carpet in London as well.
Well, he goes for it with gusto, doesn't he? And he does his stunts.
Oh my gosh, his stunts are unbelievable. When I watch his movies, I just like, oh, because it's actually real. You know that he's actually doing it. Like the one where he goes between the two buildings, I think it's in Malaysia, and oh my gosh, you just have to close your eyes.
That's clever.
I don't want anything to happen to Tom. He seems like such a gentleman.
I think he is. He's one of those people that loves what he does, is very respectful, especially of British filming as well. He loves coming to Britain. There's a place called Pinewood Studios, which is really where the Bond stages are, going back from the past, and so he loves, being on those types of professional stages.
I think not just that. I think he's here in Great Britain regularly. I think he's always, if you see anything that's happening, he's always here. So he's become, as you say,
well, he
royalty, which is great.
He was at the European final, I think, with Prince William, if I remember rightly, and David
Yes,
Beckham.
I think you're right. And he was wearing a suit, wasn't he?
He was wearing a suit. So
I love that.
As all Americans, he was very respectful.
Well, he seems like a really good ambassador, I should say, for the arts from the U.S. over to the U.K. and vice versa. So also, has he filmed at Pinewood Studios, do you know?
Oh, he's done a lot at Pinewood as well. But the new sound stage is being built in the east of London at the moment. Pinewood is in really the northwest of London. And it goes back, I think, into the 1930s. Pinewood Studios, and I used to go to Pinewood Studios, and I'd bump into people like Sean Connery doing the Bond movies, and I worked on a couple of the Bond movies myself as well. So it's a big tradition, but it is a great institution as well. And there's 5 new sound stages being built by an American company, 430 million. They've invested in 5 new sound stages in the east end of London. It's going to be open in 2024.
And I believe one of your guests was actually intimately involved with that project, right?
Well, I think at times, yes, in the past. I mean, Peter, who's one of our regular guests, has been involved with that at the same time. And Peter Chand, who's the former mayor of Barking and Dagenham. He will love this mention this afternoon, no doubt as well. I'm meeting him tomorrow on another project, so I shall tell him that we had an honourable charge on the show yesterday.
Yes, tell him I said hello.
Absolutely, I will do.
Thank you.
We have a couple of great guests that are coming on, which is fabulous. I think we're going to start with, would you like to introduce them in, as you love to introduce them?
Or are we going to have a break?
We're going to have a break. Thank you so much for asking. Yes, we'll take a little bit of a longer break on this one, and the other ones will be shorter. So we'll take a break, and then we'll be right back here on USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. Stay with us.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our ministry alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. You're watching Celebrate Great Britain Royally Rich Show, and the stars of our show are here, Helena and Ian. And in our first segment, we talked a little bit about some of the news, the exciting things going on over there in the UK and London. And our next segment, we actually have some wonderful guests. So I'll turn it over to you, Helena and Ian.
That's right. And so our first guest is really going to predict the future, Jacalyn. Dr. Jacalyn. And basically, he's a renowned medium, and he's made predictions with his spirit guides on what's going to happen in Afghanistan over the course of the next year. And some of his predictions, Dr. Jacalyn, are going to be America shattering by the sounds of it. So let's bring on Andrew Parks.
Hello.
Hi, welcome, Andrew. Nice to see you.
Hi,
And you too. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, Andrew, it's such a pleasure, and I know you've got a lot to talk about this afternoon. I know that you're producing your own course as well that can actually
I
help
am.
people who want to actually connect with the spirit world themselves as well. But
Indeed.
if we just start off by, you've made some predictions about Afghanistan, and you're saying, drum roll, that President Biden will be ousted this year and President Trump will come back to take over this Afghanistan problem. So what has your spirit guide been telling you about this, please?
Well, what happened was I woke up one morning and I found one of my guides in front of me, and I thought, this is a bit odd. And he said, I want to give you quite a few predictions. I know we're only talking about 2 or 3 today, but on my website, I will put all of the predictions that came through to me, so that way you can actually track them, see whether they're real, see whether I'm real, and just watch what happens. With President Biden, I do feel that whatever the solution is in America, it isn't Joe Biden, and I don't know whether it's Donald Trump either, but I do feel that he's going to be coming back because they will get rid of Biden certainly by the end of the year. I mean, even if you look at the news, it's already started. So it doesn't seem that much of a prediction, but let's see what happens. Because I do feel that there's also going to be an awful lot of unrest in America over the next year. I feel that factions are going to start to create within America that will, in a sense, go against America, but try to look after their own individual freedoms, which from the outside seems to be that all of these different, let's call them radical groups, are going to have their own agendas, and I think you're going to find a lot more of them starting to come out.
So Andrew, just to say, so you're saying that your spiritual guides,
yes,
you are angels, am I right? Is this
yeah, that is correct.
Because I'm interested, because I don't know 100% how your spiritual guides work and who they are. I know that people have different spiritual guides that come to them and advise them.
Yes, I became psychic and clairvoyant when I was about 14, and I used to do readings for teachers and school kids alike, and I just assumed everyone could do it. But yes, I've had archangels around me since I was 14, so I talk to them very, very regularly. Obviously, I know that I can trust what I'm being told, and it's not that difficult to do it. And I'll talk about the course later, but the point is that I do feel that the course has been made to allow everybody on the planet to be able to be themselves, and also to link into what they need for them. So because what tends to happen in development groups is you end up being a clone of the teacher, because the teacher can only teach you what they have been taught themselves. But because this information for the course has come from archangels, I tend to agree that it's very, very real. And over the last 35 years where I've been teaching this course, I have seen amazing things, amazing people. It's just lovely to see how people just develop and become more of who they really are.
Andrew, this is really fascinating. How long have you worked in the spirit world?
Probably over nearly 40 years now. For the last 35 years, I've just concentrated on wanting to understand how this works, why this works, and which is what has produced the course over the last 35 years. I've taught it on a one-to-one basis to over 1,000 people. I know it works.
Thank you.
And Andrew, I know you've made all sorts of predictions. First of all,
Yes.
that the Queen is going to retire shortly, and that's obviously of interest to us. But you also feel that you've created, I think, 3 or 4 courses. But the first part of course number 1 is to really teach people how to achieve to create connections with the spirit world.
Correct.
How difficult is it to actually learn something like this? And I know that you're really going to work with them side by side virtually.
Oh, yeah.
To ensure that they totally understand how to do all these things. So is it
Absolutely
to actually connect with the spirit world?
Well, what I'm going to do, specifically for your show, really, I'm going to start live streaming the course on Friday at 7 o'clock your time in America. So you can look at the YouTube, you can download the whole course. It's all on the website. It's free. It includes 16 meditations, which are specifically guided and given by the archangels, and coursework. So long as people just do what the course says to do, they'll be fine. I.e., meditate, do it properly, put your time into what you're doing. When you go through and read the course, if you don't understand it, email me and I'll explain it. Or I may even put together, if there are a number of different questions, an actual video that shows all those. But you'll be able to get, if you go to Seekers Live, that's it, no com, no .co.uk, just Seekers Live. All of the information is on there, and it is totally free. And you can be psychic.
Gosh, well, Andrew, I find it fascinating. I find this area fascinating. It's not something that I know too much about. And obviously you have tuned into this from a very young age, and it's something that's been with you for a long time. So to be able to teach people how to build a relationship with the spiritual world is for me quite novel. I mean,
it's amazing.
It's something that I would like to try, put it that way. So
please do.
If you are doing a free course, I'm sure there's lots of people that will want to tune into that. So thank you. That's a very kind offer.
If somebody did want to do the course and then report back to your show, I'm quite happy. So if you wanted to do it and give an honest appraisal, I'm totally happy with that.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I volunteer Ian to do it? No kidding.
Oh, I'd love Ian to do it, yes.
Look at Ian's face. Do you see how confused he looks, Andrew?
Dr. Jacalyn, every week, Andrew, Dr. Jacalyn likes to put a project my way. Let's put it that way. And as you know, I am very interested in the spirit world. Very quick, so because I don't want to take up this, but I was on one of my own shows a while back. I had a medium on the show, and at the end of the show, the medium said, "Have you had a brother who's passed away?" And my brother had died about 8 months before that, and I said yes. And this lady said, "Well, I thought you had because he was stood behind you, and so was your mother."
Okay.
And so ever since that time, I've always been very respectful, Dr. Jacalyn, very respectful of all hosts and of all presenters, because my mother might be behind the settee here, just watching me from the spirit world.
I love that.
What I would say is that it will take 12 weeks. There is nothing I can do to shorten it. Because it's all part of mental development, the body just takes its time to achieve it. So 12 weeks, and you'll know such a difference in your life.
Oh.
Andrew, it sounds quite exciting, and you've made this course available for anyone and everyone who is interested
Absolutely.
So what I'm wondering is it difficult for people to contact the spirit world? I know you said it takes 12 weeks,
No.
but it's there. And also, what are the benefits? What are the changes that we can
Okay.
embrace as a result of doing this?
Okay, I'll do this second one first. The changes you will see, you will understand people around you far better than you ever have. You will understand yourself within situations. You will start to control your life instead of allowing your mind to take you where it wants to go. As you gain self-confidence, you become far more self-aware. The benefits are amazing because for the first time in your life, you're in control of your life instead of just going along with what happens on a day-to-day basis and thinking that's all there is to life, because it's not. And when you start to mix in your spiritual side with your earthly side, everything starts to come together. So I'm sorry, I forgot the first question.
Oh, just is it difficult for someone to be able to contact the spirit world? And I think you said no, it's really not.
No. A lot of because there are 16 guided meditations in this, they're specifically done in a way so that people will be able to contact their guides, they will be able to contact spirit, and so it becomes a natural process. As soon as you start, you're opening your mind up to want to know more. So therefore, you start to build the connection from day one by just starting and deciding that you want to do this. That makes sense.
Yes, it definitely does. Before we get your contact information, we do have a question, although I don't know if we have time for this, but
Yeah.
Hyatt Ives, an honorary Brit here. Great content. Anything else on Afghanistan, Trump, and Biden?
Yes, I haven't talked about Afghanistan. I don't see any radical change. I don't believe what they're saying, or rather, this is what I'm being told, and that. I just think that Afghanistan's going to get worse. I think that factions, I'm using that word twice now, but they are, and factions coming into Afghanistan. We've also got other terrorist groups coming into Afghanistan using it, even though they're not going to. No, it's just going to get worse, I feel. Yeah, that's it, really. I just feel it's going to get worse before it gets a lot better.
Sobering words there. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Andrew.
Sorry.
No, you're sharing with us what your guides are showing you. So, your website obviously is here for people to contact you, and for people listening on the radio who can't see it, it's www.seekers, SEEKERS.live, LIVE. Is there any other way that you would like people to reach out to you?
If people want to ask me questions, you could send me an email. I'll answer it directly. So just send it to andrew@seekers.live.
So easy. I love that. Thank you for making it simple for people. Before we say goodbye to Andrew, Helena, and Ian, do you have anything else that you'd like to ask?
No, I think Andrew has really answered it all for today, and we'll see how these predictions come out. I think it's a very well thought through course that he's created, and I met him recently to discuss this as well. So I think well done to Andrew for participating today as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. Pleasure having here, and good luck with your course. And everybody go to www.seekers.live or Andrew@seekers.live to ask him a question. Thank you again. We wish you
very much for having
lovely
me
rest
on the
of show. It's our pleasure. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you to Hyatt Ives for asking your question and engaging with our show. All right, so we've got a second guest. Shall we bring her out?
Yep.
I think we should.
So this lady is Raazia Hamid, who is the founder of Wages U.K Limited. And basically, they started off by empowering and supporting women, and now they've turned Wages U.K Limited into this global organisation. And it'd be very interesting to hear from Raazia how it first started and how it's become a global organisation now. So please welcome Raazia Hamid.
Hi, Raazia. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's our pleasure.
So, Raazia, as I was just saying, you were founder of Wages UK. It's there to start off to empower women. Now you've turned this into this global organisation as well. So can you just talk a little bit about why you first started it, but where it's transitioned now into this massive, wonderful organisation that you have today?
Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to talk about Wages and all about its project. Actually, it was started around 10 years ago in Ealing Borough, and it was a self-help project. When it started, I just invited different ladies who need empowerment. They were not empowered like me. I came as a foreign wife in this country around 19 years ago and became victim of violence. I didn't know the system of this country, could not follow. And then it took me 11 years to get my stay on domestic violence. It was a long fight with the Home Office. And then what happened when I founded this organization, I was feeling too suicidal, too much depressed because of no family and no any sport. And of course, I did not have my stay those days. I thought just had a plan, just go and suicide. I had so many pills and will eat and will finish my life. And then I said, because being a Muslim, suicide is haram, is forbidden in Islam. Then I said, let me give one chance. I had my credit card and I used my credit card while founding this organization. Wages UK mean Women and Girls Empowerment Sport, and it's a non-profit organization and registered in Company House. And then what happened, I used all my credit card, and within 1 year, that was my target. Either I will finish my life, or either I will bring something positive out of all my hardships. And then Ealing Council actually approached us because we were doing a self-help project without any funding. And I gave them example because in this country, many women, they came from different countries, especially after marriage, but they can't social integrate because of lack of support and resources, or even there they are, but they don't know where to go. And then they given us the funding. That was the funding was Fun and Learn. Then we invited the women, and there were two project parallel was there. One was Islamic project, and we also worked on the Prevent project funded by Home Office, European Commission, Ealing Council, Ealing Police, and Ealing CVS. And our organization was the number one. And we worked. They funded us 3-4 times on this project. So we were inviting the women, Muslim women. Their husbands don't allow to go for fun events or social integration in this or social events, and there they were coming for the Quran lecture. And after Quran lecture, we were providing them this like counseling, women empowerment projects. Sometimes they want to speak and they don't know where to go. And the same time we were having a fun and learn where the we play the music, and then women come, and then through the role play we taught them about English and women empowerment, confidence boosting. And then slowly, the women who were coming from the Quran lecture, they were coming to the Fun and Learn project. That was only for the women, by the women, and for women empowerment. And after that project, this just it was on Asian women and just local organization. And I must say, my vulnerability is my strength. Then I told you, because of lack of support, lack of resources, don't know where to go, and there were no funding, no community funds for these projects. There, and what happened? Again, if there is a passion, I must say, the Peter just said, because of the example of Afghanistan is the best example. My vulnerability is my strength. USA, the superpower, tried to break the Afghanistan, but still they proved, because they had passion, they had no resources, they had no empowerment, they had no training, but through their passion, they proved the world my vulnerability is my strength. This is my mission for whole life. And then I had just just ideas come in your mind, and because being Asian women, vulnerable women, struggling in my own community, and I speak about my mind. What is in my mind, I definitely I must say it, and it was not acceptable in conservative communities. And then again, it was very depressive phase, a lonely phase, and then I again it was an idea behind just inviting I was going attending different cultural event of different communities, and then I had a plan to why don't invite these women. And again, the funding was the problem, and there was no fund, no sponsorship. And then again, I used my credit card, and I ordered all the flags of all countries, and then the crown and sachets, and then of course the marketing, the ordered these posters, so many things. Again, I used my credit card because my motive was just support the humanity, the
Right.
process.
Raazia, I can see. I know that every project is. You talk about your credit card, and I know that it takes time, doesn't it? And it does take money to build things up. So I completely know. I know where you're coming from, and it's interesting that you. I mean, obviously, your organisation supports women, and especially, I think, to begin with, women facing domestic violence and abuse. So obviously, it's so helpful to so many. And do you? I mean, do you welcome men also into your group, or I'm just interested?
Yeah, it was a transition phase, like said by Ian, because first it was strictly for the women because of the culture, and but then when it was converted into multicultural London Ladies Club, and only the ladies, multicultural ladies were invited, but they wanted to come with their partner, with their husbands, or sometime we invited some men ambassadors to come and support us, or kind, and then have to include the men. And then the multicultural London Ladies Club converted into multicultural family club. And then the Pakistani or Asian community, they were stopping to come because of they can't mix, or now it's a two parallel two three projects. One is religious project, one is this prevent project, extremism in Muslim community, extremism and radicalization, and now this is multicultural family club. Yes, but not every man is allowed, to be honest, just selective with the family who come with the family, they are allowed.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on your commitment to such an important project. And Razi, I know you touched on this briefly already, but what type of issues do your members come to you with, and um, how are they changed as a result?
Issues, of course, before it was the Asian community, of course, is a the domestic violence issue, and the social integration issue, then the language barrier, a cultural barrier, and those, and after when converting into global, and then again is a diverse community, so you have to entertain each culture and community. Where if you are focusing more on the Arabic culture, then the other culture, the object, oh, we don't enjoy, why more focusing on this culture? So balance must be in the diverse community as well. So there were many challenges, and I must say one thing, that the important challenge was I wanted to do it in South Hall. It's not a very posh area, and it's a deprived area. And it was really difficult to bring all celebrities in the South Hall area. It was really difficult to convince them. And then we got award from London Borough of Ealing. We got London Borough of Hounslow MP. They gave us award. The mayor gave us award of our all multicultural ambassadors as well. So many challenges, and then the no resources were there, and of course they were performing, so we can't pay them. So many challenges were there, but still, if where there is will, there is way.
Well
So
said. Thank you.
And Raazia, yeah, I know you're very keen to talk about the events that you're doing now, and so you should. You should be very proud that it's an incredible organisation that you've built up over really a few years now. But what is the future for Wages UK? What do you want to see as the next destiny for your organisation?
the next destiny, the main campaign, the main passion behind is the humanity. Like Peter said, it's the material and the spiritual. When they combine together, then we can achieve the peak of humanity. The problem is, this is the global world. We have achieved so much material success, but unfortunately, on spiritual side, we are too much down. So this is the passion. This is the future that we want to involve good-hearted people to bring the revolution, to bring the on spiritual level as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, that there were the extra bits I think that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think as well that in reality, where do you see women's rights now in Britain? Do you think that organisations like Wages UK have actually helped to further empowerment for women in Britain?
Yeah, we are helping every other day vulnerable women, victim of domestic violence, disabled women, old people contact us to support them. And I would like to say, within 2 years when I came in this country, I had my graduation and post-graduation in law, LPC from Westminster University. And then because during my own struggle, I suffered a lot because of all this legal system complications were there, and don't know where to go to sport. And that was passion behind, because I'm legally qualified. Our panel there are some solicitors, barristers, QCs, and we also help as a Mackenzie friend. And yeah, this is the focusing on our community empowerment, especially women empowerment. And there are many projects, but the problem these days, no funding, or very less funding. So how we can bring good-hearted professionals, especially in legal field, to empower our community, empower our vulnerable people.
Thank you, Raazia.
Well, I was just, your background is legal background, is that right?
Yes.
So then you're incorporating that with your, obviously what you do, which is really, yeah, that's great.
I'm a qualified maths teacher as well, and before going into the law, I was a qualified maths teacher.
Fabulous! That's really great to hear. Thank you.
Raazia, do you have members from all over the world?
Yes, we have ambassadors from all over the world, from each country, and we are approaching them. And there is a big plan will become soon as well. So it's not only the one community. You have to work in each and every community, every culture. So you have to go and talk to them and bring them. Yeah, the online is everyone. People, I just want to do something difficult and something different, and which is really challenging. And I know organizing even in practical level is really difficult. So that is the main focus point, how we can approach good-hearted people. I always say we need good-hearted people in legal field, in media field, everywhere. Because if there is in Indian, it's a terminology they call Kaljuk Yog. In Islamic as well, there will be a time when more negative forces will be very active. So this is the time when negative forces are very active. They are so much active in the everywhere, and this is a time when the good-hearted people, or they are not crook, they want to work, but they can't tackle the crook people, and they are hiding because they have no empowerment or no skills, or might be given up, like me, it happened with me. So I just given up so quickly. Then I said, no, I will not do anything. Then again, my passion doesn't let me sleep. No, you have to do, Razia. You came in this world. You have to do participate. You have to leave your legacy. You have to do some positive, progressive, and productive work for the humanity.
Thank you, Raazia. And I do have a follow-on question, which is, how did you attract heart-centered people from around the world? So it's hard to build a business as it is local where you are, but yet you've been able to attract members from across the globe. How are you able to do that?
The business, this is the time is economically, I can't forget the word. Yeah, this is the time where we are everyone struggling for the resources to generate the funds. So my business is humanity and spirituality, and where there is will, there is way. When I started very first time, I didn't know I will be successful without any team, without any resources, but I done it. When I converted into the global, I did not have any team, no resources, I done it. So I have very strong belief, definitely Wages U.K will be successful in their next projects without any funding, without any team, but with the support of God and good-hearted people.
Beautiful. Thank you. Ian and Helena, any other questions you have for Raazia?
Yeah, I just wonder, Raazia, what ambitions do you have personally now? What, because you've done such an amazing things for women and for communities in Britain and really across the world. Do you have some personal ambitions now that you want to fulfill as well?
Ian, every woman want husband, partner, children, family. Every woman, to be honest. But that was when I came in this country. I suffered. Then I found the real Razia inside me, and then it was really difficult or impossible for me to go integrate or find someone compatible from my own Pakistani community because of the conservative culture. And now I was evolving. So this is the personal, if God bless me some soulmate, because we made for two. This all pairs, everything is in pair. So if I would be lucky to find someone who can understand me, can support me, if not in personal life, then at least I wish should be in professional life, who can support our Wages U.K passion and ambition.
Well, I just asked one more question. It's just something that came into my head. Obviously, everybody is seeing what's happening in Afghanistan at the moment, and I know I think you may have Afghanistan women actually within the organisation as well. But how do you feel yourself when you see these types of things? Because the whole world is looking at this right now, but I know you are a woman of great courage and energy and resourcefulness as well. How do you see Afghanistan and the way women are being treated at the moment?
Last 20 years, there was fight was going on, but no one could defeat Afghanistan. All our superpowers, NATO forces, they were there. No one could defeat Afghanistan because the passion was there. So definitely, I can see their bright future, and they will, if I'm not say the rule the world, but because they are getting the support from everywhere. Even Israel announced amnesty for the Afghanistan. Yesterday, I was reading it that they said because they belong. There is Yusuf Zai, some their Kabila is called. They belong to Israeli and they lost that section of the community. And now they offered if they want to come, Almighty, they will offer in future to for the amnesty in Israel. So they will help them because everyone scared from Afghanistan's passion. They are so much determined and uh, they will bring the and they are not negative like people. And many journalists, one American female journalist, she went and she thought they caught me as she was doing some CID, and now they will kill her. But they treated her so nicely, and she converted into Muslim. So I will say one day Afghanistan will prove. Now they have proved, not one day, that one day has come. So I can see very bright and positive future about Afghanistan.
It's great to hear.
Thank you, Raazia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hopefully things carry on in a strong way, and maybe you'll be able to get funding. And I know that you've won awards and various things, which is admirable. Long may they continue to come in. So
Thank you very much.
We wish you well. I don't know whether there's anything you wish to share further with us, or anything that you want to promote within your organisation.
Or how can we reach out to you as well, Raazia? How can people reach out to you?
Yes, we had our website, and because of lack of funding, now it's not there. We have Facebook group. It's called Wages UK, WAGES UK, and also Wages UK Multicultural Family Club. It's also on the Facebook, and my phone number 07-960-353427, and it's 0044 is the UK code if you call someone from, and contact on the WhatsApp, please.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We really support what you're doing. Keep on pushing. You're really helping change people's lives, and we need that. So, and remember to take care of yourself too.
Yeah, thank you very much for your support. You are a good-hearted people. That's why you contacted me. I don't know you, but through the Ian, and even I didn't know the Ian. So it's God plan. If God want to bring something positivity, He will make some sources and He will connect the good-hearted people. So thank you very much for having me and for your support and supporting the good cause of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye, Raazia.
Bye, Raazia.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow, two amazing guests, and I learned so much. And I always think it's really important that we just highlight that there are so many wonderful people out there who are doing incredible things to help other people. But yet when we watch the news, many times, just in my opinion, at least over here, we are bombarded with all the bad news. And for all the bad news, there are so many people out there who are doing good things and helping other people. And I'm glad that we have this opportunity to spotlight them here.
Thank you. I absolutely agree, Jacalyn. And I think it's a matter of like highlighting all these great positive things, because we've got this rolling news 24/7, and if we were to listen to it non-stop, we just all need to feel inspired and listen to all these good things.
Well, I think there's a lot of bravery right now, because when I don't know whether you're seeing it in America, but in Britain, we are seeing women who are protesting in the streets against the Taliban right now, in places like Kabul and other provinces. Now that takes an enormous amount of courage to do something like that. And so you've got to admire the spirit and the empowerment of women today. To be able to do things like that, to fight as they appear to be fighting now for their own human rights, and so they should do, because within 20 years there was a reasonable amount of peace, prosperity, and really allowing women to sort of flourish in society as well. And so it's amazing for people like myself to see how brave women are right now. They're holding up placards, protesting against the Taliban. And that must be shocking the Taliban at the same time. And so it'll be very interesting after what Andrew was sort of saying as well. I think we are hearing in Britain so many different factions are already starting to infiltrate into the area at the same time. It's going to be very interesting to sort of see how this whole situation really runs out over the course of the next year.
I think just to remember as well what's happening, over there. Can you imagine having the whole fabric of your life ripped away, gone? That's it, gone. So, I mean, yes, there are people like obviously petitioning and everything, but these people, these poor people, we have to welcome them and help them. And I know that obviously as many women and children are being flown out as possible, even though we have heard of empty flights and empty planes and things. But a lot of these women are educators. A lot of these people will add to our societies. And I know that sometimes people think, oh goodness, these people and everything. But if you put yourself in their shoes and see what they have to offer, it's tremendous. And I hugely admire people. And obviously, gosh, I wish we could all do more. I think we can just with speaking about it and highlighting things.
Absolutely, bringing it to light, bringing attention to it. So I know we're at the top of our show, but I do have one question for the two of you, and it's kind of a big question, which we probably don't have time to really delve into. But with all of your years' experience, you guys are so well acknowledged and respected in what you do. I think we've heard this over and over again, and it was happening during the last election, and you just alluded to it about the planes. How do we know what to believe in terms of true news versus fake news?
I think that's a very good question, because the reality is a lot of what we call black propaganda will be happening as well. There's so many factions coming in. I'm doing a show on Friday, for example, that talks about Russian and Chinese involvement now coming into Afghanistan as well, and the effects that's going to have in the Middle East. There's a lot of issues in the Middle East looking at the moment, because they are worried that your current president is perhaps rowing back on certain empowerments that America has been renowned for decades. And they're worried that perhaps there's a rowing back of that as well right now. I'm wondering why he is doing that at the same time. And I think, the problem with issues like propaganda and at the moment, there is obviously there's a PR campaign coming via the Taliban, I think, from the United Arab Emirates at the moment as well. And they are really trying to sort of say, we have changed, we allow women to do this, that, and the other. And yet we are seeing, or hearing rather, because seeing is a different issue, but we are hearing reports of things that we shouldn't really talk about on this show, but are very nasty issues happening to the Afghanistan people by the Taliban at the same time. And I think it's going to take time now to actually calm the situation down. But I think our fear factor in Britain is we cannot get the people who we really should be rescuing out of the country right now, who worked with the British government, the British Army, the British Armed Forces, British businesses, and who really will now, if the Taliban remain in the same type of stance that they've had in the past, could become really victims of this country once more, then what is going to happen to them? And I know that within our parliamentary system, a lot of our members of parliament are former forces people and they are outraged at what the government has done, or the lack of what the government has done at the moment.
Thank you so much for that, which leads to a follow-up question, which again is probably for another show. But I would think also in the reporting of true news that many people risk their lives to actually go on the ground and get the true story of what's going on. And then, I know that people just, and again, this is from watching television, right? I'm not in the field there that I would know, but, people have confidence in the country or on the ground or wherever they give information, and hopefully it's all kept that way confidential. But many people risk their lives to actually share what is really going on in various scenarios, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we all know, it normally takes the people that risk their lives, or the people that take that extra step to create change. And let's be honest, firearms, etc. We could go and speak about this for weeks and weeks. Is not always the way forward, and negotiation is the way forward. It's about Afghanistan. This has been going on for so many years, more than 20 years, really. This is going on for hundreds of years. If we were really to talk about the whole thing, and it's not going to work with firearm, absolutely. So it's negotiation.
And I think in reality, also just to answer a question, Dr. Jacalyn, it goes with the territory. In my lifetime, I've been in war zones, I've been in different areas of issues similar to the ones with Afghanistan. And the reality for a journalist is we get some great times. We have some incredible times, in our lives. But the other part of it is that we are there to be reporting the news as best as we possibly can as well. And you're right, that does put journalists' lives in danger as well. And it's unfortunately, or fortunately, it's part and parcel of our world that we expect for these things to happen. It's not something that I would personally go out and do anymore, but I've done in the past. It's a young man's game, or a young woman's game in reality, to be able to dodge the bullets that may be happening before too long now, again in Afghanistan. But I would imagine right now, basically these days, newsrooms and news groups, news teams, when they go out, they are put through all sorts of siege issues by experts before all of this happens, so that they are up to speed on how to deal with the situation should it occur to them as well. But I would imagine a lot of the news gathering organisations around the world, they will have their own security teams there as well, former specialist soldiers who will be protecting them against any sort of issues that they may face.
That's good to know. Thank you so much. And again, we appreciate everybody who's in the world of journalism bringing us true news, because we are not there to see what's going on, and we really respect your work, and we wish you safety and peace.
Definitely. And resilience and negotiation, I think, the biggest skills that anyone really can have. I really think that they are key to everything. They're key to life.
Good point. Thank you. And thank you both for another brilliant show and two wonderful guests. Anything that you want to share with us about what you two are up to and some of the projects that you have going on, or who we're going to have next week, or should we keep it a secret?
Well, next week is a secret. I tell you what, though, I'm very interested in Andrew's thoughts on obviously the Queen, because that's an unusual one. That's an unusual one.
I think some of these predictions, it's such an interesting time, and I think in reality, we've got more guests coming on over the next few weeks that we hope will really give an insight into what's happening in Britain, and really at the same time, we value this show tremendously. We value working with you tremendously as well. And so to actually be able to promote the values of Britain, but to build bridges between UK and America is fabulous at the same time.
Well, thank you. I agree with what you said, and I feel the same way. I've learned so much more. I don't think I actually knew of anyone who was in the UK. I hate to say that's how sheltered I was. And now I have people reaching out all the time. I feel like I've got all these friends over there that I can't wait to get over and meet. So that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the two of you. And I also want to acknowledge, and I think we could actually play a short clip, but our guest from last week, Madeline Chan, is actually booked for this evening for In the Name of Love, and she's going to talk about Star Child. So how would you feel if we ended the show with her clip, which is, hold on, Follow Love.
I think it's fabulous. Madeline's got a huge amount of time and energy into this, and she is all about love, and this has been for years and years, and this is tremendous. She's worked very hard on it, and it's going to obviously it's a book that's various things, but I think it's going to end up being the most magnificent stage show that we will all go to see. And I think it's for everybody, it's for the whole family. So we're really thrilled.
Yes, I'm excited too. So tonight we'll be really focusing in on Star Child, the musical, and now we're going to watch Follow Love, the video. And so I will say goodbye to everyone. We look forward to having you back next week. Stay tuned. The Underdog Show is coming up after this. And Helena and Ann, it's been a pleasure. Outstanding work as always. And thank you to our guests, Raazia, and to Andrew. We'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. And join us tonight when Madeline Chan comes on In the Name of Love, 10 o'clock British summertime.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
I'm divided by your love. What you give me is just not enough. I need a love to take me higher and higher and higher. Every step I take, I feel more awake. Getting closer now, I feel so alive. Stopping me.